Hello, my name is Sean Zakarian, and I'm actually a first year at UC San Diego. And I wanted to make this video to help some other students, maybe first years, just college students in general, on ways to study and get better grades and have more time to do other things besides just homework and study. So I'm going to say like around 5 tips that I think are really good for this type of thing for getting better grades and managing your time more. They've helped me because I did struggle with this. And maybe you do too, but I'm going to help you with hopefully with these 5 things. Maybe you have a lot of classes, maybe you don't. Maybe you came from a school like mine, which is really small and ironically had college prep in the name, but was exactly opposite of a college prep. So hopefully this can help. All right, let's get to the first thing that I want you to do, doing your homework in increments. And what do I mean by that? Well, doing your homework in increments is what I came up with this tiny equation for it. So you're going to get the things that you need to do, the things that you need to do. So this could be technical classes or non-technical. For technical courses like math and stuff like that, and then non-technical, meaning things like humanities or English or stuff like that. So you get the things you need to do, and this is like math problems per se, or pages to read for an assignment or something like that, or or parts of an essay you need to write paragraphs, whatever it is. You get that and you divide it by the days that you have to do the assignment. So let's say I have a 25 question problem set for a math class. I have 5 days to do it. Divide, you do five a day for those 5 days and it'll be done. So what this does is it helps you manage your time. So instead of spending 4 hours the day before it's due doing the entire problem set, you spend maybe an hour to 30 minutes each day doing those problems. And that way, you get a lot more time to do other things, more important things, studying, sleeping, very important stuff. Okay, the second thing is going to be finding a special location to do these tasks. So you're gonna have to study and you're gonna have to do homework. One of the two of the main things about college. Now you're gonna want to find a secret spot to study. And this could be sometimes the library, even though that's not very secretive, but I find that if you look for a spot that almost nobody is there almost all the time and it's very quiet, you'll most likely do the best here. And the reason for that is because you do need very good focus to do the best work. You can do 4 hours of work in 1 hour if you get the right amount of work done, or if you get the right amount of focus in, I mean. Depending on the level of your focus, your work done will increase. So having very quiet rooms and very effective studying and or doing homework time can be very helpful for this. And it saves you so much time. I actually recommend reading the book Deep Work by Cal Newport. He talks about this a lot. It's actually right here. Let me grab it. Deep Work. It's this book right here. Talks about it a lot. Talks about how you can work in increments of 2 hours for maximum deep work, and it has to be without any distractions. And by distractions, I mean looking at your phone every 5 minutes, or checking emails, looking away, being distracted. That breaks what's called your flow state. And your flow state is very important for getting these really effective hours of work in that are going to allow you to get several problem sets done within maybe, 30 to an hour of time. Okay, so the third thing, getting up before the crowd. And what I mean by this is you're in college, which most likely means that all these college kids, they're probably not waking up that early. They're probably not waking up at 6 a.m., 7 o'clock in the morning unless they have a certain class to get to at around 8 a.m. But think of it, you wake up at 6. You get ready, you shower, 6:30, you're out, and you can just go to maybe your secret spot if it's open, or you can just chill in your room or lounge area, and you can start doing work in the morning before anybody's even gonna distract you. You'll have zero distractions. All of that time will be alone for you to do your own work. And I find that it's very effective for getting work in because I can do whatever I want without anyone even interrupting me. And this includes just things besides work. Things like doing laundry, doing the dishes, or even cooking a meal. Sometimes I have to wait for people to finish cooking their own meal for me to make mine. But if I wake up early in the morning, I can have breakfast early, 7 or 8 a.m., and nobody's even awake. So this is a very effective rule, but it's most effective for doing work. Because what I like to do is I like to grab some coffee. So I'm prime focus. I haven't even eaten yet. And I'm drinking the coffee. It usually fills me up. I don't really need to eat that much in the morning. And I can just purely focus on my work. And before anyone's even awake yet, I'm now having breakfast while my work is finished. So it's very effective and very important that you wake up early and get that work in. Another thing that you can do that's really effective in terms of your productivity and your amount of work done per these problem sets and or essays that you need to write can be planning them out. So what I do is I have a planner in my backpack. It's basically just a normal notebook. Here, I'll show it to you. It's literally just a notebook like this with just, pages as normal. And what you do is each day before you go to sleep, you plan for about 10 minutes, you plan the day, you plan the next day. And what you do is you put when you wake up, and each hour of the day you describe what you want to do. If you have to do something for more than an hour, you put for those hours that you're doing that thing. And so what I like to do is I like to put all of my increments of homework in there first thing. First thing after I wake up, I put that homework in so that I get that done immediately. And then once you get that done, you check it off the list. If you don't get it done, you move it down. You move out what you had planned before or after that assignment, and you put that assignment there because you didn't do it until you get that done. And once you do get that done, you check it off and you move to the next thing. You plan everything in this. When you eat, when you do your work, when you run, when you go to the gym, all of that stuff. And that is probably one of the most effective things that I do in terms of getting my work done and other things, not even just my work. That is productivity in terms of going to the gym, in terms of getting my runs in terms of reading, in terms of doing my assignments, all of that. It's very, very, very helpful. Okay. And okay, the last tip that I have is studying time. A lot of people, a lot of kids my age, my same classes as me that also live with me, my roommates, everyone that's around me, they study the day before the exam for several hours at a time. And I want to explain why this is very bad. Like that book I was talking about, Deep Work, it's not very effective for you to cram this information in right before the test. The time spent studying should decrease as the day for the test approaches. The moment that you hear that the test is going to be on a date, you should start studying the most then, and you review things like your homework, which is most likely going to be on the test, right? Because the homework is going to be composed, the tests are going to be composed of word problems and math problems that are on the homework. That's at least how I figured out 99% of my tests are about is the homework. So I can just study the homeworks before even the test is released. And you'll already know all the information. You won't need to wait for practice tests or anything because you'll be studying the homeworks. And then once those practice tests are released at the end, you can then begin to study the practice tests and only for maybe an hour or so throughout the entire week because you've already been doing that studying. So once that time comes for that test, you maybe need to just do an hour or two of review of the practice test that they give you, and you'll be good to go. You'll be able to ace the test no problem. Those are basically the 5 things that have helped me in terms of getting work done and getting it done efficiently to where I have time to do other things. So I really do hope that that helps you out with that. And that's pretty much it.